And welcome back to You Decide Southern California 2014, where we question the candidates about the issues you care about. On the hot seat tonight is Jim McDonnell. He is the current chief of the city of Long Beach, the police department there. Prior to that, he served as second in command with the LAPD. And this November, he is running for LA County Sheriff against former Undersheriff Paul Tanaka. And asking the first question will be Brian Calle with the Orange County Register.
Thanks, Tony. The police chief of Los Angeles County is one of the most intense jobs in the county. Actually, Los Angeles County is the most populous county in the country, so there are special challenges for you, Chief McDonnell. How do you take your experience from Long Beach and move it to such a large and vast county with more challenges like Los Angeles County? Sheriff.
Yeah, I've been chief for almost the past 5 years in the city of Long Beach, which is the second largest city in the county. Prior to that, I spent 29 years with the Los Angeles Police Department. Rose up from the ranks from recruit to the second in command under Chief Bill Bratton.
You know, one of the big challenges I think facing the Sheriff's Department is obviously restoring the trust of the public. Absolutely. Because there's been a scandal in the Los Angeles Sheriff's Department, and years ago we saw the same type of scandal in Orange County where we had America's sheriff turn into a sheriff in jail. Yeah. You know, what do you do to restore that integrity and restore the trust of the people?
Well, you go in and you set the bar high, and you hold people accountable. You put systems in place to be able to hold people accountable for their performance and their behavior. You reward good behavior and performance, and you sanction bad behavior. You get more of what you tolerate, and we've seen that in that organization. I had the opportunity to sit for a year and study the LA County Sheriff's Department as a member of the Citizens Commission on Jail Violence. And although I had worked alongside the department for 3 decades, I thought I knew what was going on in there, and it was an eye-opener for me to hear the types of things that were going on. So when you look at going into an organization like this, I was an outsider going into Long Beach. You go in, you put together a good team, you respect the good tradition within the organization, and you build on that. And again, it comes down to accountability and a vision for moving forward.
I want to continue along that theme. You have been endorsed by LA Mayor Eric Garcetti, right. And I'll ask you the very same question that I posed to him when he was running for mayor. There is a certain culture, obviously, that exists within the LA County Sheriff's Department. You want to change that culture, at least to some extent.
Right.
And you spoke to how you would go about doing that. Would that mean, perhaps, relieving people of their duties, cleaning house?
Well, you know, you go in and you take a look at the talent within the organization and make sure that the right people are in the right seats. And then hold them accountable. You have a very diverse organization. You've got and everything is pretty much the largest of its kind in the country. You've got the patrol function and detective function for 42 contract cities. There's 88 cities within LA County. There's 45 cities have their own police departments. You have to work alongside them, be able to get along with them, and be able to provide support to them. The Sheriff's Department provides investigative support for many of those 45 cities, to include the bomb squad, homicide investigation, officer-involved shooting investigations, and other things. So you need to be able to go in and have a team in place. That team has to have members throughout the county family, and to be able to look at it in a way that we're one team moving forward, different patches, different uniforms, but we're all, at the end of the day, trying to get to the same place.
And listen, I certainly don't mean to cast aspersions on the good men and women of the LA County Sheriff's Department. I mean, the overwhelming majority of them are very good people.
Right.
But you're going to have some bad apples, and we've certainly seen that. You have 18 deputies that are, you know, up on charges of abuse at the county jails.
Right.
Are you going to go in there, and people who are not going to follow your directives, are they going to be out?
Yeah, no, that's very, very clear. The bar will be set high. People will be held accountable for meeting that standard or exceeding the standard, and those who don't will be dealt with. I used my experience in Long Beach, my experience in Los Angeles Police Department. There's expectations that when you're a police officer, when you're a deputy sheriff, that you live up to a certain standard. If you don't meet that standard, we try and train you. We hold supervision and management accountable for doing their jobs. We retrain you, and then we deal with you through the disciplinary system if it's a case where somebody is intentionally going against what the values of the department are. We've seen that in the Sheriff's Department. We've seen a number of people already been held accountable, but we'll go in there and everybody gets a fair shot, but if they're not meeting the mark, then they'll be dealt with.
Let's shift gears for just a quick second. You know, one of the things I think a lot of citizens nationally are concerned about is the aggressiveness of police forces and the militarization of police. When you look at things like Ferguson, you know, how do you feel as someone in law enforcement, and how do you help make the people in our community, Los Angeles County, feel safer when that impression's out there.
Right. Yeah, the dialogue that Ferguson generated as far as the militarization of police is an interesting one, and some on the extreme saying there should be none of that. There should be the 1099 program. There should be no military surplus items given to police departments. I think that puts us in a very bad spot. When you look at the deployment of those types of vehicles, ballistic vehicles, where you can use it to be able to get into an environment that you otherwise wouldn't be able to do, to be able to deal with a suspect, to be able to rescue down citizens, down kids, in, a school shooting situation. We've seen across the country over and over again that it can happen anywhere. So to say that it should be in this jurisdiction and not that jurisdiction, that's a hard thing to be able to justify. And the reality is it's going to be the patrol officer who gets there first. To be able to bring the resources from a local jurisdiction to deploy them right away is critical to being able to help save lives. So we need to be judicious about how we use the tools that we have. There's certainly some tools out there that are open to criticism, and understandably so. But overall, I'd say if the process is done well, and we're responsible for what we get from the federal government and use it judiciously, then some of those tools are life-saving.
All right, Chief McDonnell, this is the point in the segment where you get 30 seconds to make any statement that you want to make about your candidacy or address anything you think may not have been addressed in the Q&A.
No, I appreciate that very much. We're at a place, the LA County Sheriff's Department is an important asset for the whole region, not only for the people who are served directly by the Sheriff's Department and the patrol function, but by everybody, not only in LA County, but actually in the region. The Sheriff of LA County is responsible for mutual aid for deploying resources during a disaster to both LA and Orange County. The Sheriff's Department is looked to by the rest of the country to be leaders in law enforcement. So we have an opportunity to be able to restore the shine on the badge, public trust in the entity, and be able to restore pride and morale within the organization, and once again be looked upon as one of the finest organizations in America.
Chief McDonnell, thanks so much. Appreciate it. And when we come back, our next hot seat guest is going to be Lucille Kring. She is running for mayor of Anaheim. Also, make sure you stick around until the end of the show, because we want you to tell us about what you think about the show and the candidates. So you can send us your comments. We'll be back right after this.